Hi everybody, welcome to Highland Hedgehog Farm. We're out with the chickens today and we're going to be showing off some sprouting grains and feeding and kind of our daily care routine with the chickens. So we've got a bowl full of sprouted grain here. This is just winter wheat that we sprouted, and then some celery and cranberries that we have left over. So we're going to give those to the chickens, do some work with them, and show you what we do.
Nom, 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 nom.
Hello. Here you go. Come on.
Come on, I pulled them apart. Come on, come on. Hey. They're not so easy to pull apart. Oh, big girl, stop being a bully. Stop being a bully. Come on, come on. Well, come on. Come on, here, here. Come on. Come on, come on. That's the one I usually pick up.
Yes, Mom likes to cuddle her chickens, so.
Come here, come here, come here, come here. Come here. Okay, okay, all right, all right.
So this is one of our older ladies from the first batch.
Yeah.
Their combs have gotten nice and big. Hers is a little dirty, but
I don't think it's dirty. It might be frostbitten. I think it's frostbitten.
okay. So she got a little frostbitten at some point. We've had some cold nights. Some of our girls have real big combs and others have little tiny combs.
Come on. Come on, tick, 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 tick. Come on. Come on. This is really hard to get apart.
Yeah, I think it might have gone a day too long.
Probably.
Do you want some help?
No.
And we've got this hanging nipple waterer here. It's got little chicken nipples on the bottom. Oh, that's wet. Little chicken nipples on the bottom.
It needs filling.
We need to fill it up.
Come on. Come on.
But so we're kind of doing a little bit of what Edible Acres does, but in a more enclosed space here.
For now.
We plan on this area out here we're going to turn into a chicken run. Part of the problem though is that we've got a hill here, and this hill is slowly eroding. So we're putting some grass back. We've put some cow manure for fertility. We're going to put a small retaining wall at the edge of this open area, this open ground area, to kind of hold it in a little bit better and fill it up. And when they come out, they've got their own little chicken door here in our coop. So they come out and we're going to fence this area in, as well as put some bird netting from the roof here down to whatever fence we use over here. Because that way we have a couple hawks that live on our neighbor's property, and we don't want the hawks to be able to have free access to the chickens, and this door is only big enough for one chicken to get back inside at a time. So we're going to put some bird netting over it. The hawks live over in that barn right there, or maybe that one, but there's at least 4 or 5 abandoned buildings on our neighbor's property, and there's lots of things that live in there. One of our cats got into a fight over there with either a broken window pane or a raccoon or something in one of those buildings, and got pretty injured as well. This was when we first moved in. Unfortunately, he has since passed away of cancer, but that is what it is. The other thing about this chicken coop and the run being out here is we have clean outs here. So that's the clean out for actually the coop portion of it. And then if you can see under here, there is about 18 inches of covered area that the chickens have under there. And then there's a clean out right here and one there, so we can get a shovel or a rake or something in there and clean it out. And then this here opens, and that is the coop itself. And then there's a vent up here, air vent, that opens from the outside as well. On the end of the coop here, we have a door that we've built stairs up to, and we're just kind of giving some wind protection with these leaf bags filled with leaves.
Hello.
This is Mom in the storage area. So we've got a little 4-foot room here that we keep a lot of their feed. We keep extra bedding, extra water.
Are you coming in?
The coop itself has a epoxied floor, but we do keep a pretty thick layer of bedding because, like I said, it gets pretty cold here still. So we want to keep the chickens nice and warm. And this coop is sized for 70 chickens. We only have 12 right now, 13.
12.
But we're getting 15 more in April. So hopefully that'll help keep next winter, help keep the heat up in here without having to put a heat lamp or anything. So the chickens have a waterer in here, as well as food, because we close that little chicken sized door at night so that they can help keep the heat in, and so we can kind of control their movements a little bit. We like them to lay their eggs in here. They do not like to lay their eggs in here. So by keeping them inside here with their food and water for a couple extra hours in the morning, it means that they actually lay their eggs in here. And there we go, we have an egg.
No.
Oh, is that a
We have 2 white fake eggs. None of our chickens lay white eggs. They're all browns and blues. And so I have them in 2 nest boxes here, and it gives them the idea to lay in that nest box.
Oh, there's already an egg here. This box must be safe.
The other thing I'd like to make note of is that this coop is really well designed. It's got an aeration vent right here for summer, and it's got an aeration vent right here. And these are the roosts, and they all cram to one end.
As you can see by all the poop at one end.
I keep covering that.
And then in addition, these windows open, and they're 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch screen on them, so
Heavy
that
duty.
we can open them heavy duty and nothing can get in. And there's 3 of them. There's one here too on the other side of this divider, which also is screen, as you can see. And if we really need ventilation, we could open this one as well.
And this door is screened so that it gives ventilation.
And then the roof is metal outside, but it is insulated inside, so that does help keep in the heat a little bit in the winter time, so that they can have a little bit warmer area.
They heard me talking
And then
to
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 nesting boxes here. So on this side of the coop, we have outside access, and we actually have access to both the nesting box area, hi ladies, and the storage area, which is why we have these smaller cans here. That's pretty useful to be able to get at things like grain and things like that without having to go inside. Can you hold this one? Mm-hmm. And actually, if you look, we can open them separately if we need to. So this side opens without having to open that side.
You want to back up a little bit?
So both sides open separately, and we're able to access either or.
Can you lock that open for me?
Yeah. You want it locked open?
Yeah, for a minute.
And actually both of those covers have little hooks that are built in so that we can keep them open if we need to come and go or anything like that.
What our plan is to eventually do gutter work here on both sides and collect the rainwater into a rain barrel for watering the plants that will ultimately be up here in our garden along this fence of stone. It's going to be for blueberries and herbs along the top of the fence with things that will need to be in pots and watered.
Yeah, so this area with the stone of the patio, the stone of the wall here, and the wall goes all the way around. This is one of our warmer microclimates on the property. So we put a lot of, like right now we have all of our fig trees back in here because they're going to stay warmer. We've got blueberries back there. This summer we had a lot of annual herbs over on this side that are more Mediterranean herbs. So they'll keep a little bit warmer with the heat from the wall here. And it extends our season just a little bit in this area as well. And from here you can kind of see that we have a human-sized door on each side of the coop, so that means we can enter here, and once we have a run with bird netting on over top, we can exit into that over there, and then the chicken door there. This whole coop is 28 by 8 feet, so it's fairly large, and we had it built and delivered by a combination of a company that works with and a small family-run Lancaster County, Pennsylvania Amish group.
Star Ridge Structures.
So the group is called Star Ridge Structures. We worked with Ruben there, and their website is lancastercoops.com, and they were great. Okay.
I wanted to show the food system that we have here for our chickens. We are technically going organic and trying to keep it that way, and we made a video this morning on the eggs, the difference in the eggs that I got from a friend who has true free-range chickens but doesn't feed organically, and our chickens that once in a while is free range. They're free range, but we've had these hawks move in the back end of our property, and so we're keeping them in now, but we use a combination. These are layer pellets that are from, I get them at Tractor Supply. They are organic. We keep the extra bags in the main garage. And then if you come around here, the best food that I have found, and they love it, is Homestead Harvest.
Homestead Harvest non-GMO all-grain feed.
And it's grown, they actually grow it here in Maryland on a family farm of about 600 acres. And it is really phenomenal. If you look and see, it has all sorts of grains.
Sunflower seeds, corn, wheat.
They add herbs and some essential oils that are good for chickens, that are good for animals. It's $18.99 for a 40-pound bag.
And to give you an idea, at Tractor Supply, the cheapest organic feed you can get near us is about $25 for a 35 to 40-pound bag. So this is better for them and less expensive than what we get at Tractor Supply.
And that feed is the pellets that we have been using. And we're going to continue to use the pellets to mix in the organic pellets. I also give them, I have some organic corn here, whole corn, and seeds as scratch. We give them oyster shell.
That's a calcium supplement.
Handful in their food, actually, in their feeders. And we do grit as well, and I just spread it for the scratch in the coop.
What's in these big plastic bags here?
These? They're treats. They love
When our chickens are out free ranging, this little bag here is how we get them back.
like this, and they come
They're
running.
probably gonna come. Look at them all. Look.
Here they come.
Here they come. Now you gotta give them some.
I do.
But we buy, every time they go on sale, we buy a 5-pound bag of this Flock Party, and they're freeze-dried mealworms. And they adore these freeze-dried mealworms.
Are they looking for it out there?
Not that I can see, no. Hi, ladies. These are 3 of our younger girls. We got them as pullets about 2 or 3 months ago. And they've integrated with the flock pretty well.
We love our chickens.
They've got fluffy bottoms. So the other night on Edible Acres live stream, we were talking about chicken composting systems, and one of the questions that we asked was how he goes about getting all of his free supplies and free compost inputs. And we've had some success with that. One of the local Chinese stores for Chinese restaurants that we really love does a lot of broccoli, and sometimes they have things like cabbage and bell peppers as well. Celery. And we asked them for their scraps, and so a couple times a week they put out all of their broccoli pieces that are still great. We get 3 or 4 of these a week, these big boxes, and the ladies love pecking at those, and they decay in their bedding over time, and we clean it out, and this is great compost. Not as finished as Edible Acres is when it comes out of his system, because our system isn't as large, but still nonetheless great for our gardens and whatnot as we add it after a little bit extra composting down. So how did you go about asking them for that? What was that like for you?
We eat there and love, they are the #1 Chinese restaurant in our area.
In our entire county.
Yes.
For 18 years.
Yes.
We love them.
Yeah, their food is terrific. And they are all, we've made friends with the waiters and the owner, and really nice people. And so I just asked the waiter, I said, what do you do with all the scraps for the vegetables? Because 90% of their dishes have a major amount of vegetables in them. And they said, oh, we just throw them away. I said, if I came twice a week, could I get the scraps? And we started with the broccoli. Now all the little florets are cut off, and those are the ones that really the chickens like the most. But there are enough of those in the boxes to make interest for the chickens. And then I said, don't you have cabbage and peppers with the seeds, coring the peppers, and what do you do with that? And so they've been now giving us broccoli, cabbage, peppers, celery, and the other day I gave my waiter, which I consider my waiter, a dozen of our eggs, and he had gotten a half a dozen about a month ago and thought, oh my goodness, your eggs are so much better than even the organic eggs at the grocery store.
He said they were the best eggs he's ever tasted.
Yes.
So.
And so I gave him a dozen eggs, and he's going to give 3 to one other guy and 3 to another. So 3 of them will be eating our eggs. And so I said, so what about carrots and green beans and corn? And he says, okay. and they all laugh. I walk in there and they're like, hi. So we're having a good time with that. And ultimately we will be turning the compost from this run out to that area when we fence it in and allow the chickens. We're going to get some electrical fencing, poultry fencing from Premier, and put it all the way down the hill to the bottom of the hill, probably about 60 feet, and over and to the other side of the chicken coop, and just allow them to come and go in the chicken coop.